You adapted the screenplay. How much kugel did you have to eat to prepare?
None.
None?
None.
You weren't eating any?
I ate no kugel, only...
Is that because you're from LA?
Yeah.
I'm so true to form to my characters, I don't even know what it is. So
it's a high carb noodle dish with like eggs and noodles, and I don't know what else is in it, like farmer's cheese.
It doesn't go over well in LA.
No, it does. I mean, I think it's I think they call it like noodle casserole elsewhere, and in Jewish homes it's called kugel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you've had so much success off-Broadway with this. As a book, you've got to be so excited to see it on screen.
Yeah, it's very, very exciting. I'm thrilled about it, actually. So, with the cast in it, and I'm just hoping that people will love it as much as they loved the show. It's very, very, very different from the play, but the core of the comedy is still there, and this time with just an all-star cast.
That's great. And Ivan, what drew you to the script? What was so entertaining?
It's just really funny. I mean, you just turn the page, every page has something on it. And already I think there were a few people cast that I knew were really great. One of the producers I knew, and I'd worked with him on a pilot, so you know, there was just, but ultimately when you do an independent film and you're not really making a lot of money, you're doing it because you love it, or you're working with someone that you really want to work with. So it was kind of great.
Yeah, we only had like $5 million to pay each cast member, so
yeah, it was a lot of money.
it was very, very, very low budget, and we had to get Ivan to agree. What was it?
Struggle.
Yeah.
Well, you have an amazing cast. You have Ivan, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Jamie Lynn Sigler,
yeah.
Rita Wilson, Jon Lovitz. So
Tom Arnold.
Yeah. Did you have? Did you have these people in mind when you were writing? Or?
You know, I actually did. By and large, I really did. Especially, I didn't have Joel, Ivan, Jamie, and Jennifer. They came in as just this blessing, but all the other, like the parent characters, like as I was writing it, it was literally, I wrote for Jon Lovitz. I mean, it was like, I mean, the character of Arlene, all along I was like, how cool would it be if Rita Wilson did this? I mean, she'd be so perfect. She's not Jewish, but she's Greek, and Greek wedding, and I was always thinking Tom Arnold in the role of Bruce, and Cameron Manheim got thrown into the picture. I was like, oh yes, and I love Everybody Loves Raymond. And Phil Rosenthal, you know, I heard was acting again, and it was like, you know, Rabbi, he's perfect for it. And Wendy Malick is just the ultimate ball buster. And then with Ivan and Joel, it was for me about the two best guys for the role, and Ivan had so much passion when he came in and we met. Immediately it was like, this is who I saw physically as Chris, this guy that you go, that is not a Jew. But at the same time you go, well, he's got dark hair, brown eyes, maybe there was some sort of like genetic mutation going on in like a Swiss laboratory or something, like, and so maybe it could be possible. And then, you know, you see Joel, and Joel's actually not Jewish, but he just has got that thing, and you see these two guys together and it's like, that works. And so it was really, for me, you know, with Ivan and everything, it's just, he was hands down the best actor for the role, and I think he's brilliant in it. So
that's great.
Nice.
And your character lies to a woman to get a date. So what I'm really wondering is, have you ever done that in your real life?
I don't think I should tell that.
You gotta tell me.
I think that's incriminating evidence. I think everybody does, right? You all lie a little bit, but that's a big lie.
Y'all, don't put me in this.
Come on,
We're
you've
talking
lied.
about
No, you lied. We know it. You probably lied 3 times while you've been in this room already.
No.
I bet you have.
0 lies.
Okay.
what have you lied about? You want to share your lies?
I
Tell
really
us.
haven't.
Tell us, really. Tell us.
Be open.
Guys, this is about
Where
you.
were you
not
last
me.
night?
This is about you.
What time did you get home?
So Brian, what was it about your upbringing and your heritage that you wanted to show through this film?
That we're insane?
What because not everybody's Jewish, so
They are.
what connects people to this film? Is it like My Big Fat Greek Wedding, where people are like, oh, that could be my family?
I think, yeah, I mean, it's certainly, I've always thought that the comedy in Jewtopia, and especially in the film, it's universal. It's not Jewish.
I mean, I'm not Jewish,
Christian.
and I thought it was funny.
It's universal, which is, I have a crazy family, and my crazy family is driving me insane, and everybody can relate to that.
Right.
If you come from, whether you're Greek or you're Italian or you're Brazilian or you're from, from Chile, and I mean every single person I know, or you're Persian, or you're this. I mean, they all go. Oh my God, my parents are driving me insane, and that's what I think is the funny in the movie, and also in the. I'd say 70-80% of the comedy in the movie has nothing to do with religion. I mean, just to me, humping pool toys is funny. Laser vaginal reconstruction is funny. I mean, 30-year-old guys wanting to get circumcised to be Jewish, to me, is just funny. And I don't think that that's Jewish or not Jewish. I think it's just funny. And that was kind of how I really approached the process of it. With the play, which is very, very different, and with the movie too, was just trying to come up with stuff that was going to be funny.
Comedy's universal too. I mean, if
Exactly.
people laugh, it's because they can relate to it, and so many people are reacting positively to this movie. So there's definitely things that are relatable, no matter what their religious preferences are.
Yeah, and it's going to be. I think it's going to be really, really huge with the Islamic community as well. As long as I don't get a jihad or something, I think I'll be fine.
Okay, good. It's universal.
Yeah.
So, Ivan, what's the best part about playing Jennifer Love Hewitt's love interest?
Probably the love scenes.
I've always thought she was one of the prettiest
just spend
women
a day
in Hollywood.
making out with her.
Yeah, that day. It was like an hour. We had like 15 scenes that day. That's one of the scenes we needed more time.
Yeah, you guys, you know what? And I will say that I fought for an extra day on that scene. I was like, this scene, really, I don't think we can shoot this scene out in like 2 or 3 hours.
You know what's great about her? When she was doing, I worked with her on Party of Five when she was maybe 15 or something like that, and we all met. This is Jennifer Love Hewitt I'm talking about. We all met at the Four Seasons just to have some drinks and introduce ourselves again. And she remembered it. She was like, we worked together already. That's the kind of person she is.
Okay.
And she was incredibly
15 years later.
prepared. She was one of these, what blew me away about Jennifer was you literally need one take with her. I think from television stuff, she would nail it on the first take, and then you give her like a little adjustment, and I'm like, da-da-da. She's like, no, I got it. Then you do like a second take, and was like, okay, we're done. She's like, you don't need, I'm like, no, we're good, we're moving on. So,
so pretty.
Incredibly professional, and lovely, and beautiful.
That's great. And lastly, Jewtopia. The title itself is really catchy. Where did you come up with that?
Well, as a utopia for Jews, or a Jewtopia for, I don't know.
It was J-Date was Jewtopia.
I actually, oh, Jesus, you're right.
That's right.
Here's.
Thank you, Ivan.
Thank you, Ivan. Thank you, because you've been living with this.
How this came about?
The actual true story is in the play, which this is not in the movie at all. Chris's character is setting up, Ivan's character is setting up Adam Lipschitz on dates, and he shows him J-Date, and he calls it Jewtopia, that J-Date is Jewtopia, basically the utopia place for Jews. And
it's actually a funny word. We've said it so many times that it kind of just like, but it's pretty
and
funny.
that's where it came from. Jewtopia.
Yeah.
Jewtopia.
That's it.
And it was just really catchy. And I remember when we were deciding whether to name the show that, everybody had this like immediate response of like, you can't name something Jewtopia. I mean, people were just like, no. It was like, no. And people were like, it had an immediate thing. They're like, oh, that's genius. Oh, that's awesome. And it had an immediate response. I think hopefully with the movie too, it'll be just that immediate, like, people
What
are at
the hell is
home
that?
and on demand going, Jewtopia? You've got to be kidding me. and then they click on it, they watch
I've
the
had
trailer.
people say that to me.
There's
I
all
was in
this
San
cast
Francisco
in it.
one time, and I guess somebody recognized me, so they looked up at IMDb, and this was right after we had shot it, and he came up to me and he's like, "You did a movie called Jewtopia?" I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
It evokes response.
And people remember
as
it.
the movie does.
They remember it.
Jon, I want to get right into it. How much kugel did you eat to prepare for this role?
God, a lot. I mean, about 30 pounds worth. I haven't been able to lose it.
No. So what was so entertaining about the film that drew you to it?
Well, my manager told me it was based on a hit play, and I met with Bryan Fogel, the director, and I just said, you know, I'd like to do it, but I like to play it not like a real Jewish person, not like a stereotype that you see in movies. And he said yes. And the cast was great, so I had a lot of fun making it, and everybody was really, really nice. And a lot of the people in the cast I've known for a long time. Rita Wilson I've known for, I don't know, 25 years, and Tom Arnold I've known for years, and then some of them, like Ivan Sergei and Joel David Moore I'd never met, but I was fans of theirs, you know, and it was a lot of fun. And Jamie Lynn Sigler's so funny in the movie, and it was great to see, you know, discover how funny, she's like a great comedic actress, and no one knew, and she was hilarious, and you know, Jennifer Love Hewitt, I met her years ago when she was like 12, and then
She's all grown up.
Yeah. And it was, you know, she was great, and everybody was just super nice. Peter Stormare, everybody.
Great. And you said you knew Rita Wilson for 20 years. What was your favorite part
Or more, yeah.
Or more. So what was your favorite part about playing her spouse in the movie?
Well, I was in the Growlings Theater, and she was friends with a girl in the group, and she used to come around, and so that's how I met her. And she was always really friendly. And then I got Saturday Night Live about a year later. And Tom Hanks was hosting, and he said, "Oh, I think you know my girlfriend." I go, "Who's your girlfriend?" He said, "Rita Wilson." I'm like, "Oh, yeah." So I ended up becoming very close friends with them. And so, you know, so now, I haven't seen her in a while, but to work with her, it was, you know, it was fun, because, you know, we know each other so well.
Yeah.
It was like funny, you know, like, oh, you know, because we're just friends. It's like, oh, we're married. But we, you know, we have a rapport already, and I already know her, so it wasn't like I had to pretend like I've known her for a long time.
Yeah. And much of the film is satire, but how much of it did you connect with in your own life?
Oh, I think the parts when I get mad at Joel is like, I was kind of imitating my dad, the way he would get mad at me. But you know, you see it in Jewish life. There's a certain, there can be, you know, pressure on a son or a daughter, and a lot of pressure, you know.
To get married?
Well, or what are you going to do for a living, or when are you going to get married, or what are you doing? And, you know.
It seems like no matter what culture you are, every family could relate to it.
Yeah, I think so. Because they all have their stuff, but, you know, underneath it all, it's like, you know, you would love your kids, but you're worried about them, or what are you doing? And then it's that line of when you stop, you know, let them go and stop, you know, being a parent, just being there, you know, like their friend, and being there for them.
And recently, SNL welcomed a bunch of new cast members, and I saw on Twitter you graciously wished them good luck and welcomed them. What was your best memory from SNL?
Well, I have a lot, but I think, you know, meeting, you know, Dana Carvey and Dennis Miller, and being up there with Kevin and Phil, and I also met Robert Downey Jr. my first year, Randy Quaid, that first cat, everybody, and I have so many memories. But Joan Cusack is from Chicago, like you met. She was great, and I had a great time. It was just, my whole life changed, you know, when I got that show. And I basically went, you know, I went from being broke and unknown to, you know, having money and being famous. It just, everything changed. But the best part was each week when I got to do scenes with all these great actors that I, you know, some of them I grew up watching, or I'd watched them when I was in college, and that was, you know, always a big thrill. Or creating a character like Master Thespian, and then showing him in the studio, and there's a whole set that they built for that character, and it blew me away. And
there's a rumor that you're a part of a project called Killing Hasselhoff. Is this true?
Well, I've talked to them about it, but nothing's, set yet.
Okay. Are you signed on to do anything right now that we should look forward
Well,
to?
I'm on a TV show called Mr. Box Office in syndication with Bill Bellamy and Vivica Fox and Tim Meadows and Essence Atkins, and Byron Allen produces it and created it. And then I have Jon Lovitz Vodcast Network if you go online, and I interview people at my comedy club at Universal City Walk on stage, like Gene Simmons and Gary Busey and Dana Carvey, and then other people in the studio. I have there, like, I interviewed Tia Carrere, just did Elaine Boozler, which is really interesting. She talks a lot about Andy Kaufman. What was it? Others, so that's a lot of fun. And then I do stand-up all over the country. Like, I was in Chicago. I'm going to Denver tomorrow.
Okay, great. I'm going to have to catch one of your stand-up shows.
Please.
Definitely. Thank you so much, and it was great to meet you.
Nice to meet you.